give a huge shout out to Badlands Munition Co. They provided all the ammo for this review. And they want to save you money. If you use code HUNTER at the Badlands site, you'll save some money. We're using Shell Shock today, which is a bi-metal casing. But they have subsonic, they have plus P, they have defense ammo, they have long range ammo. They've got everything you can imagine under the sun on their website for reasonable prices. And code HUNTER is going to save you some money. So this is a big shout out to them. Thank you, Badlands. We've got something you've probably never seen. Or if you have, you are a very, very cultured firearms enthusiast. In this wooden box here is the DC Precision DCR9. It's a $5,000 metal frame Glock inspired firearm. The goal that DC Precision was trying to make is to bring 2011 quality to a Glock platform, but I think that is such an understatement with how well this gun shoots. It is metal framed, metal slide, island barrel comp. It is just absolutely beautiful, and the presentation is just fantastic. We are fortunate enough to have one to shoot on this channel, and I'd like to give a special thanks to Calvin out in Texas for letting us borrow this gun. First things first, we've got this nice presentation wooden box, leather strap, uses standard Glock mags, which is awesome. So we have a note that was to Calvin just saying thanks, some notes about the internals of the gun, some extra springs, which are always nice to include so you don't have to go fishing for them, and the owner's manual. This thing talks about the disassembly, talks about the function, because this is not your standard Glock, and I would not recommend just trying to take it apart willy-nilly and going for it. We just skimmed through the book just to get a feel for it. But again, we got Loctiting guide. We've got some troubleshooting steps, which is awesome because I get tons of DMs where like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. Usually it's something simple, and I appreciate that DC Precision puts it in the book. We also have the spec sheet. Everything is written in here. Everything is measured. Not a lot of companies do this, and I think we'll shoot a better group than that. So we're gonna talk about some of the obvious features on this gun that stand out to me just initially off the rip. First is this nice metal grip. We've got a big hump in the back that just sucks your hand right in, and it just fills out this whole palm area. So I've got a really positive connection with my palm on this back hump right here, similar to like the Chile 2011 grips. The trigger on this is insane. There's no pre-travel at all. So if we get nice and close here on the trigger, it just immediately while on break and the reset, it is tactile. It is a mouse click. It reminds me of my PCC trigger. You can actually see the trigger rests on the back of the trigger guard right there. So when the trigger goes down, that's literally where the trigger's stopping, and there's no post-travel in that break. It just stops right there, and we're clicking it. This is actually serial number 2. This is the second gun that was ever produced from DC Precision, and I believe it is the only DCR9 in this size comp combo, which is basically like a 19 slide with a comp, which equates to about the size of a Glock 17, or it's like a comp 19X. The barrel, he does science on the barrel, and it's super accurate. And I forget what it was, but we talked about it, and I'm sorry, DC Precision. This gun does require a custom holster. This one is from Carry Concealment. He makes some awesome competition holsters that I've been trying out. He uses magnetic retention, which is pretty cool. This is just a traditional one, but this gun should fit right here. Ooh, just like that. And then we've got the Neo Mag pocket mag reload. So let's go run some drills and see how this shakes out. Badlands sent 3 different types of ammunition for us. We're gonna start off with the 124 plus Ps to really get that comp moving. They also have these sick little ammo bags. This one is the IKEA spec, which is pretty dope. I think they hold, I think around like 500 rounds of 9, give or take, but they got a little patch, a little zip skidoo on it, and you're pretty swagged out. And that, again, it's important. You're only gonna shoot as good as you look. Guys, if you like seeing content like this, make sure you let me know in the comments, subscribe, and like the video. That engagement helps, and if you want to support the channel even more, check out the Constantine concealed carry belt. It's a concealed carry belt that I produce, I created, and I make and sell on my website, hunterconstantine.com. Those proceeds directly fund this channel. It pays the videographer, it pays for the ammo, it pays to keep these videos moving. We'd also like to give a shout out to Riptide Armory. They make some of the best gun cleaning care, and we are going to get this gun nice and pretty once we're done shooting this to send back to Calvin with their CLP cleaner and their CLP graphene infused lubricant. Pretty cool stuff. Check them out. Look how clean that is. Thank you guys, and let's get into this DC9R metal Glock. All right, first things first, we're just gonna check the zero and shoot this head box. Oh my gosh, it is just stacking up. We need to move it just a little bit to the right. The recoil impulse is insane. I mean, the gun is just in the same spot as soon as it's done shooting. Okay. Feels so good. Cold bill drill. Oh, I gotta get used to that trigger. The impulse on this is unlike anything I've shot before, where I'm shooting and I just feel the gun coming down. I'm like wanting to anticipate the recoil, and it's not there. We got one Charlie on that, and that was a 326. That was better. It was a 232. We're just gonna shoot some doubles on this just so I can learn this trigger. I'm getting a little caught up with when I need to press it, so we're gonna shoot some doubles to get used to it. Wow, okay, this is crazy, but the trigger is heavy for me. I keep wanting to press, and I'm so used to the 2011s and the Apex M&Ps, where it's like 2.5 pound triggers, 2.75 pound triggers, that this one is feeling heavy, and the shot group's showing that too. I mean, I'm getting some hesitation on my trigger finger, and I don't mean to do this gun a disservice, but it's just me shooting. The splits sound slow. Best split was an 18, which is like 4 or 5 thou slower than what I'd do on my M&P. And it's pretty hard to compare triggers after I've been spoiled with the Apex M&P triggers and like the Terran 2011 triggers. It's just different more than anything else. All right, we've got pseudo accelerator set up, which is just 3 targets, 3 different distances. Technically speaking, it should go faster to slower, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna let her rip. One off target in the back. 2 alpha, 2 alpha, alpha Mike. That's feeling better. 252. Oop. Okay, we're starting to pick up on the gun. That was a 226. So the one thing that's crazy is that wherever my dot is pointing, I'm gonna sneeze. The trigger press is like directly connected to the gun, which isn't the problem. It's just me swinging this gun into the right spot on the target. But all of these Charlies on here, like this, all alphas up front here. This was on that blazing run, but everywhere these shots outside of the alpha box is, I'm seeing exactly where they are, where the dot is. So like these 2 shots up here, I was aware that the dot was in both of these spots and the bullet just went right there. But I'm noticing too, on the pressure on the gun, I'm loosening up my strong hand rather than just doing a full 100% grip on both, which is normally what I do. But if I'm loosening it up, I'm finding that it's easier to pull the trigger. Some of you guys out there will be like, yeah, duh. Loosen your hand up, you'll shoot. But we all shoot a little bit differently, and I usually shoot 100% on both hands. So again, there's a learning curve when you get to a new gun. And I honestly don't really think you know a gun until you're about 2,000 or 3,000 rounds in, but we've got 500 a day to play with, and I bet as the day continues, I'm gonna like it more and more. More 147. Okay, wait, I thought we had 115s. Oh, these are the fat bastards, not the jello shots. Okay. So we're gonna try some of these 950, 147s, fat basties, Badlands. All right, 950s. We're gonna run the Mad X drill or the MX-AD drill. 6 to the close target, 2 to the back target. We'll see what type of times we lay down. Again, fighting some trigger freeze. It's a 308. I mean, it is absolutely a tack driver. I just can't shoot this thing fast for some reason. I don't know what the deal is. That one was better. That was sub 3. That was a 294, just barely. We got 6 in the gun. We got 2. All right, so we're gonna shoot 6, reload to 2 from the pocket. Sorry, 5, then 2 from the pocket. See, that bill drill felt pretty good at the beginning. That was a 122 draw, 18, 18, 18. 18, wow. All 18s in a row for a 194. Reload was 267 with a 29 split in the back. I'm not really feeling a huge difference on this gun with the ammo, so I think we're gonna ladder some rounds and we're going to bracket the slowest rounds to the fastest rounds and see if we can see a difference in the gun. We've got 5 880 147s, 5 950 147s, and we've got the plus P 124 that I think are around 1250, but I'm not sure because it wasn't on the box. So let's check it out. Let's see if this gun looks any flatter than usual, okay? Here's the slow ones. Wow, okay. You could audibly hear the difference on these rounds. Obviously, there's a little bit more snap on each one. And surprisingly, the slow rounds were the best control with this comp. The snappy one, the dot definitely returned back to the target faster, but I was really feeling the recoil in my hands and I started pulling the rounds just a little bit. So I think the 880s are the ticket on this. They just feel good. Hello, light strike, 2 light strikes, what the heck? Shout out to Instagram, we just talked to DC Precision. They helped us with some of these light strikes. We put a new firing pin spring in. It could have just been worn out. Calvin, I don't know how many rounds you had on yours, but it's feeling pretty good. That was the second mag. This is gonna be the 3rd mag of doubles with the new spring. Actually, we'll mix it up a little bit. Not locking back though. I think it's these Glonk mags. I don't know what it is, but my springs in here only last about a year or 2, and I don't really shoot Glocks all that much. All right, steel is around 45 yards now. Gonna hold 12 o'clock on the dot on the plate. .273. This gun tracks incredibly well. Just ripping the steel, probably at like, depending on where we're at, like 18, 20 yards, depending on what door or window. And I'm just holding the gun still and the dot just staying in the same spot, getting 2 hits on it. Absolutely amazing. What's up, girl? You're kind of pretty. You want to go out sometime? Yeah. Oh my gosh, threat! Reloading. All right, so 500 round review on the DC Precision DCR9. I love it and I hate it. We did go through it today. We went through the mud. Don't blame me, I'm a thug. I'm just kidding. So let's talk about what's good. This thing is crazy, crazy accurate. Wherever the dot went, my bullet went. Every single time. It is crazy. So even when I was missing, like I saw my dot off the target when I was pulling the trigger, and I watched my bullet go exactly where it needed to go, and the recoil impulse on this is very, very unique. It's not like a Glock, it's not like a 2011, it's in its own class where the dot just stays. It's pretty magnificent where you're shooting and the dot just remains in the same picture the whole time. The aesthetics on this gun, I'd say, are hard to beat. It looks so pretty, just like the 50 Shades of FDE, the tanadized finish. It just looks fantastic. Hats off to DC Precision on that one. It shows a lot of the common Glock parts, which is nice. So like if you want to change out strikers and backplates and mag releases, etc., those all fit in. It doesn't break down the same way as a traditional Glock. It has like a little pin that you got to line up right here, punch it out, and the slide can come off. It's got nice weight to it. It's pretty evenly balanced. It just feels good to shoot. If you're trying to be a certified flex offender on Instagram, this is the gun for you. It just rips. It looks good, it looks clean, no one has them. And who in their right mind would spend $5,000 on a Glock? Oh wait, a lot of you guys would. But here it is, DC Precision 9.